Think Game Talk. My name is Andy, otherwise known as Coloco. Call me whatever you want. So today I'm going to be just streaming. I don't even know, man. I just want to just kind of stream some games, kind of talk to some of y'all. If y'all want to get on Discord, I got everything set here. As soon as we get some people in here, let me start the party here. There's a lot of things. There's so many topics to talk about. I wanted to make a video, but honestly, there's just so much out there that I just couldn't make up my mind on what to make it on. So I decided, let me just put on Discord. I've been trying to finish Rad for the Nintendo Switch. I've been playing that all weekend long, trying to get it done. And man, it's not working, man. It's not working for me. I'm gonna make a review on it. I played enough of it, I think, where I can safely make a review. I've played over 20 hours. I'm about 25 hours, something like that. And I'm gonna make a review on it. That's my next video, like actual video, not live stream. So watch for that. My last review did really well, man. I must have just caught the algorithm at the right time or something. But I mean, it's up there like close to 400 views, which would be like one of the highest Nintendo highest videos I have. How's Rad? Hey, what's up, Dean? What's up, Junior? Assuming you're talking about that now. I am. I wish I could say that I love the game, but I don't. There's just there's a I don't want to give too much away because I want to save it for my review. But I mean, it's not like I'm spoiling anything. The game is pretty much close to broken at this point. On the Nintendo Switch, at least. I don't know. I haven't played like anything else. I haven't played on it's on the PC. I know it's on for PS4 or maybe for Xbox too. But dude, it gets later on in the game like maybe it's because the game has to like crunch all the numbers later on because you're getting more stats, you're getting your bigger bigger areas, more enemies, more. And dude, it slows down to like it's unplayable later on. Like I'll make a video and I guess the developer's saying that I looked for it on their forums, actually on Double Fine's forums. Someone said that that a patch is coming to the Switch. I read that somewhere, but I tried looking for it on their forums. I couldn't find anything. Granted, there was no actual thread for just Rad. There was a bunch of threads for their other games. So I couldn't find it, but I see that's the kind of stuff that I don't agree with. I know these people, they worked very hard on that game. I mean, you look at they actually have a couple documentaries. I don't know why I say it like that. Documentaries on their YouTube channel on Double Fine, and they worked very hard, and it's a very cool game, man. It has very cool aesthetic. There's a lot of good stuff about it, but man, if you're gonna release a game like that, don't release it. Just wait. Just wait a week, wait 2 weeks until you could get that patch out there. Because to get a game where it's unplayable, to beat it, like it's pretty bad. Is it worth it at 20 or wait till on sale? Broken. So it's on your it's on your under $1 video. I wouldn't say. Bro, here I got hooked with DC Universe. I got you. I got you, man. I got you on it. I wouldn't say that it's not worth $20. If it's working correctly, yeah, it's worth $20 if you're into that roguelite kind of game. I know there's it's weird. I know there's like a distinction between roguelike and roguelite. I confuse the two a lot. I know one it's like roguelike is it has to be like a strategy role-playing game, like a turn-based or something like that. So this is a roguelite because it doesn't have certain elements of those kind of games. So it has, oh, by the way, if you guys want to get on Discord, man, hold on. Let me add more people. Create instant invite. All right, I'm gonna put it here. Yeah, so it's like I said, it's a rogue light. So it has a like every time, I forget the actual term for it, but every time you go to any level, it's completely random. So everything is all the powers are random, all the enemies are random, but it's really cool. It really is. It's so unique, man. I really love the uniqueness of it. I may join here in a little on Discord, same one as the old. I see parental controls are on. The missus got you on lockdown. Parental controls? What do you mean? Parental controls. Oh, dude, I don't even pay attention to that. I don't even know how to do this. I don't even know, man. I don't e- I must have turned it on accident. Oh, I think I turned it on my app because I have the app. I must have hit a button or something on accident, and I must have turned it on. This is the next game that I really want to get into is Plunge because it looked from the moment I saw it, I said, yeah, it looks so cool, man. It looks like one of those I mean, some of y'all are probably too young for this, but it looks like one of those old MTV cartoons that they used to. It just has a zany art style, and I think it's a turn-based strategy game, but I don't want to get into it now, simply because I want to get into it fresh and experience it fresh. But if I was gonna get into it, I would make another video just on that. Yeah, the missus got me on lockdown. That's what it is, bro. She's yeah. So yeah, like look, I've died 56 times. I played a good like probably close to 30 hours of this game so far. And one thing that I do feel about it is that it doesn't reward that, like the fact that you put so much time into it. Like it might be okay for someone that's really good at video games, like someone that's really incredibly skilled, and that's fine. But what about for the people like me that kind of suck at games? You know what I'm saying? You got to give them something, especially with these roguelites. Like you got to give it like, okay, they're not that good, so they're not going to beat the game quickly. But if you put in enough hours, we're going to start giving you stuff where it just makes the game easier. But see, like right now, it runs pretty fine, right? Man, I'm just saying let's hope they fix it, because for people that are really good and that will complete it quickly, because I don't if you're not good like I am, you'll probably put just as much time as I've been putting into it, but over like a relative period of time, not like what I've been doing this whole weekend, just crunching this game, trying to finish it. But for those that do want to beat it quickly and have the skill to, they're not going to be able to, because I'm telling you, towards the end it gets rough. Like I've probably haven't seen a Switch game this rough. That's how bad it is. Like it's what game is really bad? Ark is something that's really bad, but I never played it, so I can't really compare it. I can't really say another game. Maybe like L.A. Noire, like when you hit like a certain park in L.A. Noire, if you guys know what I'm talking about, where it slows down pretty badly. Imagine that much worse and nonstop. That's how towards the end it gets. So yeah. WWE. Oh, see, I never played that, but I heard that was really rough. I heard that was, and there was no need for WWE to be really rough, man, because NBA 2K plays really well on the Switch, even though I couldn't get into that game, which is, that's another topic to begin with. It's those games, those yearly games, they make it really tough for people that want to get into it. They make it really tough for you to get into a game like that, because I haven't played a basketball game in a long time, and so I picked up NBA 2K, and and it's very complicated. It's not noob friendly, you know. And that's the thing. That's why I appreciate games um, that are noob friendly, man. Because not everybody wants like a hardcore experience all the time. You know, sometimes you just want to chill out, relax, play the easy mode on games. You know, not every time. Like most of the time I play on normal. Most of the time I do play on normal with any certain game. I don't. You know what? Instead of playing this, I could probably jump on DC Universe Online. I just don't know how the internet's gonna treat it because I'm already streaming. I'm already streaming this, so I don't know if the bandwidth is gonna take it, but I could try it because I'm definitely not gonna finish this. Even if I did get to the end, it wouldn't let me finish it. But yeah, so let me know what you guys want to talk about, man. If you guys want to jump on the Discord, jump on the Discord. Let's see. Anybody jump on? Not yet. You guys can jump in any minute. Let's see. Hey Junior, are you on DC Universe right now? I'm gonna wait till my stream health is healthy because right now it's still spotty. You guys are probably noticing that I'm not coming in as clear. So I'm gonna wait till it gets a little bit better. But what have you guys been playing? I know Junior's been on that on that DC universe. Let me see if my stream gets better, man. Hopefully after a few minutes. Pretty bad right now. All right. Oh, you know what? I have the sound effects and everything turned off. I was recording some music from it for the review. There we go. You guys are probably like, "Wow, this game is pretty rough on the sound." Fire Emblem and nothing but Dean. Really, I haven't purchased Fire Emblem yet, and I probably won't for a while, man. There's just too many games. I want to play these smaller games, and honestly, budget wise, they're just much better right now. It's just too much. I Astral Chain. That's a definite pickup next week. But besides that, no, I don't think I'm gonna get anything. Even though there's a ton of games coming out next month. Next month is just insane. I already went this way. All right, let's go see what this holds for us. Let's see how the stream is doing. If it gets green, I'm going for it. I'm going for DC Universe Online. Man, it's still orange. Did what freeze? Did the game freeze? What do you mean? Okay. Man, my stream health is still not good. The internet here stinks, man. It stinks. I was supposed to stream Friday night, but the internet was out. I mean, I live in an apartment complex, and they always have terrible internet here. All right, let's try it. Let's try it. I'm sure you guys want to see something else besides this. Oh, I grabbed this game, 89 cents. Oh, look at these games I got. This one was like 89 cents or something like that. It's like a rhythm game. Transistor was like $4 and Bastion was like $3. It's insane. That's one thing I wanted to talk about is these games coming out. Are these games that are getting discounted on the Switch? It's so great. It's good, because it's more fair compared to the rest of the platforms. As Nintendo fans, we know how it is. You most of the time, games don't come out a new update. Oh man, is this gonna mess up my stream health if I do this? Well, I gotta do it. Let's see what happens. How big of an update is it? I did hear that about this game, that there's a lot of updates. Good Lord, 17 minutes. Oh, 13, 15, 16. No, 15. Okay, good. All right, that should be fine. Yeah. We're finally getting, this could have been another topic in a separate video. We're 24 minutes. This sucks. I'm not doing this. 29 minutes, 28. We'll see if it gets better. But yeah, one thing I wanted to talk about was these Nintendo games finally getting these discounts, that we weren't seeing for a long time. That we were saying that Nintendo games and even games that aren't Nintendo games, but just third-party games, even indie games, they have a Nintendo tax, and I think that the Switch got away, Switch owners and everybody, they got away with that only because the first couple years of the Switch, people were kind of going crazy for games. Dean Star says, also, since online only, you have to download it, otherwise it won't work, most likely. Yeah, exactly. That's why I just might as well just do it if I'm going to play this game. But dude, if it's going to, well, we'll see. So this Switch tax, it was an actual thing. Because if you remember, when the Switch launched, even for the beginning, even though we have Breath of the Wild and it's one of the best games ever made, and you could put hundreds of hours onto it, there wasn't a whole lot of volume of software. Even when talking about indies, there was some, yes, but it wasn't like a whole lot. Still better than the Wii U, by the way. Still better than the Wii U, but it wasn't something that it was like every week like it is now. There's a bunch of games every week, and I think that the publishers, they kind of took advantage of that and said, oh, well, we're still selling these games because even though, you had something like Legend of Zelda, maybe a month later, you're like, well, there's nothing else on the Switch. Let me try this game. So even though the game's released, at the same time as Zelda, those same games are probably still being bought, a month later, 2 months later, 3 months later, because there just wasn't a whole lot on that system. But now there's so many different games on there that they are forced to put their games down on discount. Not because probably not because they didn't perform well, because I'm pretty sure those games like Bastion and Transistor, I'm pretty sure they performed rather well. I remember them being up there on the eShop charts. But probably now, like who could keep up with those games? Even if they're fantastic games, there's more great games coming out every week. On top of the great Nintendo exclusives that are coming out, on top of the even Western third-party games that are coming out. So no one can go back. You're not going to go back like 2 years to look for an indie game, when there's so much content coming out on such a regular basis too. So they're forced to do things like that to get people, interested in those. Because like me, I was interested in those games, but at the time when it came out, there was probably too many games already, so I just didn't have the money nor the time to get them. But at $3 or $4, you're gonna have to get it, And at the same time, it's also great for them because it boosts. I'm sure if I looked at the top 30 of software, I haven't looked at it in the past couple of days, but I'm pretty sure Bastion and Transistor are up there. They have to be. I mean, I can't imagine them not being up there. Um, Junior says, how much storage do you put on your Switch? I had 128 and I upgraded to a I upgraded to a 200 like I want to say like 3 months ago, and I regret it because I already had to delete a bunch of stuff to fit the game set to fit those games. So I already regretted it. I should have probably got a 400. But yeah, Dean, you got a 400. You got a 400 card when they were like on sale. Yeah, they were really cheap, man. Those 400 gigabyte cards were super cheap. Um, oh man, 11 minutes remaining. That's not too bad. But yeah, we're finally getting to that point, and I don't think it's like I don't like I said I don't think it's because those games underperformed. I just think that they're trying to get something out of those games because even if when they sold well, and they still I'm sure they made their money, but they want to get they want to get people buying them again. They want to get interested in them again, and that's the only way to do it. And it's only it's very comparable now to the PS4, the Xbox One. I mean, the Dragon Ball game Fighters was $17. That's something that you would see like on an Xbox One on a PS4. The problem I think with that is like is when you know you bought that, like let's say someone bought Transistor the day before that. Because they're like, oh, what was that game? Oh yeah, Transistor. Let me see. Yeah, now that I don't have anything else to play right now, or that nothing interests me right now, let me go back to that game. And they bought it, and then the day after it went on sale. That kind of sucks, but that's how it is, man. That's I Junior says he got a 64, has to erase some games and send them to the cloud. Yeah, and that's the problem. With sending them to the cloud too is I don't trust that, man, because you've seen some games get deleted, from the cloud, from not from the cloud, but from shops, and I don't know if it's like because the other day I was thinking about that, and I made a video on that on games that you buy digitally. If they take them off basically off of the online stores, will you still have that game? If you bought them, I didn't think you could download them again, but maybe you can in some cases. I don't know. I'm kind of confused on that. I thought if they took them off the digital stores, you couldn't download them at all anymore, even if you did buy them already. But I guess you can on some. I don't know. I really don't know how that works. Make sure to look at Black Friday ads. On Prime Day, I got mine for $50. That's really good, man. I did see that on Prime Day. They were that cheap. Yep. I was thinking about it, but I'm gonna hold out for the four gigabyte, or I'm sorry, 4 terabyte SD card. No, I think the Switch can only hold up to 2 terabytes, which at the time was kind of nuts. The notion of a 2 terabyte card, you're like, they don't they don't even make back when the Switch first came out. I don't think there even existed a 400 gigabyte card, and if there was, it was like 250 or $300 or something like that. I don't know if you guys remember that. And I was thinking like 2 terabytes. I'm like, that's stupid. Like, why even do so? But I'm like, oh, I guess I was wrong. Maybe a couple of years from now, there will be a 2 terabyte card, and it will be down to like 50 or $60. It's good. It's good forward thinking on Nintendo's part. Yeah, that's a great price. That's a great price for 400. Yep. Um. Oh boy. What was I saying? Completely lost my train of thought. Oh yeah, digital games. So yeah, I don't trust digital games. I mean, there's with the Switch, it's so much better. Digital games. but at the same time, it's kind of scary to think that you could buy something, you could buy a bunch of games on your library, and then they could pull it, and you have to buy them again. Dean says 2 terabyte is crazy solely because the compression that people are doing on the Switch. Yeah, I bought a 64 because at GameStop they told me I couldn't put more. They told you that at GameStop? Man, that stinks. Usually GameStop people are pretty knowledgeable. Wow. That stinks. Yeah, I mean oh, but like I was saying on my train of thought was with these that's good. That's all good, right? Getting these games for cheaper is always good. It's always a good thing. Playing games that you wouldn't normally be able to play because you didn't have the money, you know, it's a great thing. And as consumers, we can only look at something like that positively. Like we and anybody that says otherwise, our natural instinct is to say, "No, you're wrong. Like that's way better. Paying less for something is way better." True. Yes, it's very true. However, I also think that if it goes there's always a pro and there's always a con with everything, and that's no different. The fact that these games are going cheaper faster is not, I don't think is very good at all. I really don't think so, because it's like I said before with Nintendo games. That's one of the reasons why I can safely purchase a Nintendo game, throw down $60, and I'm okay with it. Especially if it's like a mainline like a Mario or Zelda. Like I'm okay with throwing those $60 down. I don't even because there's value to your purchase. That even a few months later, if you want to go trade it into GameStop, or if you wanted to sell it or whatever, like you feel like you've made a good purchase, like what. And no other seems like no other game, no other company you can do that. Very few other games hold their value like Nintendo games, unless it's like a super rare game, like a really retro or something, which that doesn't count. But I think there's something good to that, and people rag on Nintendo for that, for having games, never go on price or on sale, and when they do go on sale, it's usually not that big of a deal. But that's good. That's holding on to your value. For the people that did purchase that game, they don't feel like they got transistored. They don't feel like they just bought a game and then the very next day it's on like a 80% sale or something. That, and there's something to that. People are so quick to just throw that away, and I'm like, no, man, like that's what we need more of. So we're not just like, just buying $60 games, and then a few weeks later, sometimes it's like you lost the money. Like why not just wait? So then what happens is, so you don't want to buy any, like for PS4. If I had a PS4 only, or if I had an Xbox One only, I didn't have an Xbox One, but if I had it only, I would never buy a game day one. I would never do that. Like I would never get like a Destiny 2 or like day one, which I didn't, or any of these other games, because that like 2 months later you could get it at $30 cheaper. And there's so much content out there that what's the big deal if you don't play it right then and there? Something like Destiny, it's a little bit different because it's an online game. So you want to be there experiencing the online part with everyone else. But I mean, like for games like Spider-Man. Spider-Man's like $20 now on the PS4, Um or they try to upsell. Oh, GameStop? Do you think they would have showed massive capacity cards? Yeah, I don't know why they I have no idea. You mean like GameStop? Why they didn't? You think they would have showed him massive capacity cards? Like they should have tried to sell him massive capacity, or that they carry it at all, because they don't. And like yeah, like the actual branded Nintendo SD cards, I think the highest it goes to is like 128 or something like that. Which I don't know why. Maybe they feel that anything higher is kind of risking I don't know how that works. That's what I did read something because I was trying to research why is the price why is there such a price difference between SD cards? Because like think about it, it's you know where's I have an SD card around here somewhere. It's a 32-bit or a 2 GB. I had to have a 32 GB around there. Anyways, this is the same size as a 400 GB card. This is the same exact size. So you have to think like what exactly is the difference? Like it's the way that they compress the circuitry in here. And the only reason it costs more is because they're more regular to fail because of the way that the compression works. This is what I read. And that's why they go down in price as because they're researching the technology to be able to compress that much technology into that little space. And as they're doing that, they're also wasting more resources trying to develop that technology. But once they get it down, then it's all profit from there. That's as far as what I read, and that's why you see them go down in price so drastically because they've already done it. They've already figured out how to get it that small. But even then, from what I read, the higher ones have always more capacity to fail than the lower ones. It's the tech that goes into it, right? Do you think they would have showed massive? Oh yeah. It's a tech that goes into it. So I tried researching that and I tried to find the real answer, but it's not really, it's like there's no real answer. Like there's not like a actual, it's just like people's opinions on what it could be, but there's no like from what I've researched, there's no like, SanDisk representative talking about this. It's just what someone who's, into tech thinks that that's what it is. Or like made a blog and said that what it is, but it's not because it's from a SanDisk representative or someone that's from, that technology, that works with that technology, which still like kind of gives me like, is that really what it is, or we'll see. I don't know, man. If we start, if it's just a constant like. They just upgrade the gigabytes and that, to terabytes, and it's just constantly like the price just goes down and down and down. I don't know if I buy that it's the technology. I just think it's just something that they could do. They're doing it slowly. If they would have just came out with a 1 terabyte SD card, then they can't do like a 10 or 20 year plan of slowly bringing up its size and charging people more. Think about that. I mean, is that what they're doing? I don't know. I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but I always doubt everything, man. All right, let's try this. Try some DC Universe Online. I don't know if it's going to work right. All right. Characters 1 out of 2? What do you mean 1 out of 2? I just have one character. It's weird. All right, well, if you guys aren't going to talk on Discord, then I'm going to take my earbuds here and plug it into this TV so I can hear what's going on. And if you guys want to talk on Discord, I'll plug it back. Let me know. Give me 1 second. Let me plug this in. All right. Okay, you just added me? Okay. What level are you at? Don't tell me. You're probably like at level cap already, Junior. Knowing you. All right. I still don't know how to navigate this. Okay, journal, I mean. On duty? No, not the marketplace. Definitely don't want that. Do you know where to go for that, Junior? Feats, investigations, map, on duty. Is it on duty? Do you know where to go on that? Press D-pad left. Oh. Hey, stop trying to punch me, man. I'm really surprised on the graphics on this game. I gotta say. Add new player. What's your? Wait. If you added me, why wouldn't it? But what's the Discord link? Oh, give me 1 second. Crypto Rican. Crypto Rican. That's good. I hope we're on the same server. Well, I don't get it. It's add new friends. Nearby. I'm so happy that we have this MMO on the. This is like a true MMO, man. I love hanging from the ceiling. Oh yes, cool. What the? Yeah, it like the character like flips out. Let's go. I like to do this. Just hang here, and you just go. Hey, what's up? Oh my gosh, you're level 22 already. Jeez, dude. All right, are you on Discord? No. No. So, if you're going to be on Discord, then I guess I'll wear my funky Crypto Rican. All right, let's get out of here. Or I want to get out of here and beat up some dudes. Beat up some dudes. How do I get out of here? I know there's an exit somewhere. Oh, are you there? Yo! What's up, Crypto Rican? Oh, Zilla, what's up, man? What's going on? Just sitting here playing some DC Universe. Different SD card. Yeah, it's insane, man. So what's going on, man? What have you been playing? Hershey Park in Pennsylvania. Oh, nice. How's that? Oh, nice. What do they have? What do they have over there? Like what?
They got some good roller coasters. They got some good roller coasters. But I had my 3-year-old with me. That's her first amusement park she went to. So I made sure all all of us made sure we got on a bunch of small rides for her, and then
I know how that is,
uh,
bro.
yeah, so my oldest son, he don't like getting on tall roller coasters, so I had him watch her while we were we got on this one called the Great Bear.
Oh, I think I heard of
Apparently,
that.
apparently Hershey Park was the first amusement park that had the steel roller coasters.
Really?
In 1977.
Oh, wow. Yeah, cause wait. So wait, I guess before that they were all wooden.
Yeah, yeah.
Man, I don't
I,
trust wooden
I
roller coasters, man.
oh look. So I'm 38. I'm gonna be 39 this year. So like my favorite roller coasters are the wooden ones because they're so like unsafe,
Yeah.
right?
You're
Because
crazy.
they're so rickety. But now, like last time I got on a wooden roller coaster, I was like, I'm too old for these wooden roller coasters. Like I got out and my body was just all discombobulated. I was just like, oh my God, I got all types of aches.
Yeah, man. They used to have one here in Tampa on in Busch Gardens. Busch Gardens has a ton.
Mm.
I don't know if you've heard of that place.
Yeah, we
Um,
got a Busch Gardens in Virginia.
oh, you do? Oh, okay.
Mm.
So wait, did you guys have the Gwazi one? The Gwazi roller coaster?
It's probably called something different up here.
It was like yeah, it was a wooden one, you know, but it was one that they made like I would say like 10 years ago they made it, and they shut it down because I guess it was too much, man.
Yeah, yeah. The main thing about wooden roller coasters is that when they break, if they do break down, they're more dangerous, and they can come off tracks and stuff. You know what I mean?
That's
But
insane.
I've never seen it, but I've only heard reports. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah,
I understand it. I understand it, but so the one I got on was like one of the types that you like. It's like it's just the seats are suspended in the air. They're like the track is above your seat, and you got the little the harnesses that come over your head and they lock that down.
yeah.
So it's like you're really secure. You just dangling. That thing was it was so fast and so crazy that half of the and it's like a long track. Like Hershey Park has a bunch of roller coasters, right? But the
Yeah.
roller coasters, when you're looking at they're like it's about the size of certain parts of like the park itself. Like they're long as I don't know what, but they go so fast you don't even realize that you traveled that distance.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I don't know, man. I don't know about roller coasters anymore, man. I used to love them when I was younger, but I don't know, man. I just
Well,
I've been a
for
chicken
me,
lately when it comes to roller coasters, man.
oh no, for me, if I'm gonna do a crazy roller coaster, it has to be the ones where you're suspended in air, or it has to have like that cockpit type uh harness that comes down over your head, and then
I like
it,
those. I still like those. Like,
yeah.
do they have Montu over there in Busch Gardens? In yours?
Well, that's what I'm saying. All this stuff got different names, so I'm not
Oh,
sure which
okay.
one is which. Because like for instance, like what's like in Six Flags, we have Six Flags in Maryland, right? But the Six Flags rides that are the Maryland one are different from the ones that are in New Jersey. And but a lot of the time it's like the same rides, but the names are different. So it's
Okay.
like so here,
That's weird. Why wouldn't they just have
yeah.
them all the same?
So like in here, right? The Superman. Well, in Jersey, the Superman one is like it's like this simple roller coaster, but it's known for its drop. The first drop is like really sharp,
I've
and
seen it. Yeah.
it's a like a cart. It's a cart roller coaster. But in the Batman, well, that's how it is here in Maryland. And the Batman is a suspended one where you're like flying, like you're in the Batwing. But it's like, yes, you want some milk? Okay. And then, but that's the Batman. But in Jersey, it's the other way around. The Batman's the cart one, and the Superman one is the one that you fly. But so you know, and then they got like different ones. They got just different names. So when you're talking, you know, the differences between the Busch Gardens, I'm quite sure it's probably the same thing.
Yeah, that's weird. I mean, that's theme parks are funny like that, man. They'll have like weird rules about like the the Universal Studios down here, the Islands of Adventure. Like they got Marvel rides, like because they basically they made the park before Disney bought out Marvel. So they
Yeah,
got a park with Marvel characters in it, but they can't use any of the movies like superheroes. So it's like Wolverine, but he has like the yellow suit on. Like people walking, people dressed up as the superheroes.
oh yeah. I
Like
mean, that's how. I mean, if you think about it, that is how. What is it? That is how it was with Disney and Fox before Disney bought out Fox. That's how it was. Like they had Marvel stuff. Fox had Marvel stuff, but they didn't have X-Men
yeah,
because that was owned by Fox.
yeah, that's weird,
So
man.
entertainment media, regular like movies and videos and stuff like that. That's owned by one person, just like how Sony owns the video rights to Spider-Man
To
and
Spider Man.
probably some other ones. I don't know who else they got, but
Give me
I'm
one
quite
second,
sure.
Zilla. Junior, where are you, man? Cause is that you with the blue arrow? Is that you? I'm trying to find you too. What do you think, Zilla? What do you think of that whole Spider-Man thing with MCU and stuff?
Don't matter to me. I look. I really don't like Disney
Yeah,
in general. In general, I don't like Disney. So especially when they get really big like that. So I'm for Sony doing what they did.
me too. Me too.
I'm
Only
for it.
because like wait, initially I gotta be honest. Initially, I thought like, oh, that's Sony on on their garbage again. Because the last two Spider-Mans, man, they weren't good to me, man. The Amazing Spider-Man or whatever, where Andrew Garfield, I didn't like him. Um, the first one was okay, but the second one, I mean, even the first one, I just never liked Andrew Garfield. So
Okay.
to me, like I didn't know the exact, and I that's the problem. I think most people, they don't know exactly what happened, so they just automatically
Mhm.
assume Sony's the bad guy. But when they
Well,
with
that's my whole thing is see because of my distrust of Disney, I automatically knew it was Disney because that's what they do.
yeah,
That's what Disney does. Like I look at Sony as trying to get a come up with getting um Spider-Man a part of that whole Avengers action. So I was like, it's too early in the game for them to pull out based off of one or two movies. You know what I mean? Especially when Marvel got all this extra stuff popping up. Like, and I looked at when it came out like that, I was like, yeah, that makes sense. That Disney would do that because Disney like, nah, we try to get all that
But
bread.
come on, man, they're going way too crazy with it. Like they want fifty
That's
percent, and they're already getting everything that's
Yep,
merchandise. They're getting
yep,
100% of the merchandise, and they're getting a 5% cut. And they're not putting $1 down to do for the production costs. Not $1 down
yep.
for the production costs. And on top of that, that's just the solo Spider-Man movie. But when it comes to Spider-Man being in Avengers, Disney gets it all. Disney gets all the box
Yep.
office. So what more do they want? They want everything, man. Like that. It's greedy,
And
man.
I'm quite sure that uh what is that movie, the animated one, Into the
Into the
Spider
Spider
Verse?
Verse.
I bet you that made more money than the latest Spider-Man movie.
Like as far as percentage wise, what they make, yeah, it made Sony more money. But I mean, like the last Spider-Man movie made over
No,
a
I'm
bill.
talking about just box office. I'm talking
No,
just
no,
box
the
office.
last Spider-Man movie made like $1 billion, and Into the Spider-Verse didn't make that much because it's an animated movie. It made like
Oh,
450 or 500 million, but when you include the production costs, and all the actors you got to pay and live, that's a cool looking character, man. I think it probably made them more as percentage wise.
okay. Well, like I didn't mind the Tom. Hold on, the Andrew Garfield one. It was cool. It wasn't like it wasn't Spider-Man 3 types of
No, it wasn't
whackness.
that bad. It wasn't that bad.
I like some of the I like the story. I like the guy. He was cool. He didn't really look like a Spider-Man to me.
Nah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the OG Spider-Man and Tom Holland. Those two, they seem like Spider-Man to me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, but
The only thing I don't like about Tom Holland is that he plays up the little like innocent kid thing way too much, man. Like he's like, "Hey, Mister, hey, like, come on, man. What kind of like 16-year-old talks like that, man? No, none of them do. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Mister.
well, Spider-Man is known to have that sort of respect towards people. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
He's
yeah,
he's
yeah,
famous.
yeah. And you could be respectful, but he still sounds like an 11-year-old and not like a 16 or 17-year-old. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a little bit too much. They just put it, but besides that, I think he's great. What am I doing?
Yeah.
What is this, man? Get out of here. I don't know what kind of shipments this is asking for, Junior. Did you already do this one? Apparently, I've done two of them already. I don't even realize. Or did I finish it? Um, but yeah, besides that, I think he's great. I like the first two Spider-Man with the first actor, but
Yeah.
this other one, man, he was just nah. I didn't like them. Andrew Garfield, I didn't really like him.
Hmm.
But I'm all down. I'm down for more Spider-Man movies that Sony makes without and Marvel. I'm okay with that.
Yeah. Like my favorite Marvel movie is Ant-Man. My first favorite one was Ant-Man. I've seen all of them before that, but my favorite one is Ant-Man because it seemed more real to me. Like I like the characters were more real. You know what I mean? Um,
Yeah,
so so he was like an everyday type guy, and I like that. I like seeing heroes make that transition. I like seeing them in that transition, being a regular person
yeah,
that I can connect with, and being thrust with that responsibility. That's why I'm drawn to like DC characters because they're more ground based like that. Now, if they would have had Iron Man go through what he went through in the comics, like alcoholism and stuff like that, I would have been like, yeah, I like that because that would probably touch with more people. But you know,
Yeah.
the typical Marvel movie isn't. It has forced jokes and a whole lot of CG. Like I'm not really for all that.
Yeah, I mean that's most movies though nowadays. They don't like practical effects, man. It just costs too much money. I love practical effects in movies, man. But
Oh man, that's the reason. That's the main reason why I like sci-fi and horror movies because growing up, you have like practical effects
yep.
with like So I was looking at something a YouTube video not like a couple weeks ago because I was watching something talking about scary stories to tell in the dark,
Oh, I heard
and
about that. Yeah.
and I was like, why does this stuff look so good? And then I was like, I didn't even know that was Guillermo del Toro behind that movie.
He picked.
I was already hyped because that was my favorite books growing up. But I would have been even extra hyped if I would have knew that he's behind that. But they were talking about the movie, and they were talking about it was like majority of the costumes in that movie were were actual costumes, and then they just added some special effects to it.
I did. I did.
Like,
I saw the one dude was on America's Got Talent or whatever. The one dude that can turn himself around and walk on his back.
oh, the
Yeah, that
contortionist.
that dude. I saw that and I was like, man, if I did see that in a movie, I would be freaked out. I don't really like scary movies. But I love like the old 80s movies. Like I used to watch, man, when I was like 4 years old, I was watching like, I don't know if you ever seen a movie called Toxic Avenger.
Oh, what you know about that?
Toxic
You know
Avenger, bro.
about
I was
that?
watching that when I was like 4 or 5, bro. And I was like, "Wow,
What
this
you
is
know
pretty
about
cool."
that?
RoboCop. I was watching RoboCop when I was 4 or 5. Like they had
Yeah,
the practical, cool effects, man. Just awesome movies, man. And now everything
yeah,
is like you said. Everything is CG. Everything is so fake looking. And it is getting better. Like the CGI is getting better, but
like what Guillermo del Toro did. I like
oh, go to
where
distribution. Oh.
he
Oh, give me 1 second, Zilla. Hey, Junior, you
yeah,
mind if you just tag along? We could do some of my missions here because I'm too high. I'm too low to do any of yours, man. If you don't mind, I mean, all right, Zilla. Sorry, go ahead.
hmm yeah. So what he did was he just added like a filter of some CG on top of the actual costumes, which gave it whatever look you were trying to get uh, per scene. So it was like I was cool with that, but as long as they base it off of like because you can kind of tell that the actor that's interacting with a creature or some sort that isn't really there, you can tell. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
You can tell. You can
you could
tell by
tell.
how they
Yeah, of
act.
course. Yeah, you could tell if it's all just CG.
Some people, some actors are like they're really scared by seeing some of that stuff right there in their face.
Yeah, that I mean, but that's why they always do like even with video games, that's why they do mocap, motion capture, because no matter how how good it looks like on a video game, if you don't have motion capture, you could try to mimic those physical moves, but something about
Uh,
the gravity, something about what I'm saying, like the realism, it's just not there. They have to use motion capture to really make it look real, because you could tell.
yep. Addie, I don't know where the gum is. I think your brother took the gum. I think Nate took the gum. Yeah, because it was on top of the refrigerator and it's not there no more. It's gone. It's gone. Look. You think I'm lying to you? It's gone. Oh, you just want candy. Get out of here, girl.
Chad, is that your 3-year-old?
Yeah. She wanted some gum, and then the gum was gone. So she saw this Easter bunny, part of the Easter bunny that was on the top of the refrigerator. She said, "Some chocolate."
They're tricky, man. They try to trick you into their ways. Even at 3 years old, man, I'm starting to see my son trying to play mind games on me. You know, like
Yeah, look, I don't let her have too much candy in general. So every once in a while, oh, you're not getting a big piece. Take this. So every once in a while, I let her dabble in some candy. Mainly because when she was like an infant, when she was an infant, I let her have some of, it was like this icy pop, but it was like juice or whatever.
yeah,
It was like a juicy icy pop. Just mainly just juice. It wasn't like a whole lot of sugar or nothing. But when I wouldn't let her have any more, and I saw how she reacted after that, and I was like, "Oh no! Oh, you gonna be a candy fiend? Nope,
yeah, you could
I'm
tell.
not."
Yeah,
Oh yeah, nah, buddy. We're not gonna have this going on. Yeah, no, this is yours. You can have it. I was just breaking it up for you. Yeah, and so this Easter bunny chocolate is like dark chocolate. So
and that's the thing, man. I don't know, man. I don't know about you, but when I was a kid, candy was expensive, man. It seems like everything is so much cheaper now. It's that the unhealthy stuff is so much cheaper now, so much easier to get. You know?
oh yeah, that's sure. Unhealthy stuff is cheaper, but candy. I don't know. Price differences. I know certain things is like different, like snacks. I know the 20 the chips that are now 50 cents used to be 25 cents when I was a kid. But but no, they 75 cents now. But anyway, but like when I was a kid, I liked candy. However, I did like fruits and vegetables. I like fruits more than I did like candy. I did
You
like
liked
fruits,
fruits
so
more than candy when you were a kid?
yeah. I mean, I did love candy. My birthday's on Halloween, so I
Jeez,
love
man.
the candy. I love candy, but like I ate more fruit than I did candy.
Oh, that's crazy. My son, no, he loves candy, man. He'll eat some fruit sometime, but he has a weird taste for food, man. It's hard to feed him anything.
Oh yeah, my daughter, she doesn't for some reason she doesn't like eating corn. Like unless only time I can get corn in her mouth is if it's like I mix it in some ramen noodles or something. She like ramen noodles.
Hey, my son does too. He loves ramen noodles.
So, I'll put some. If she wanted some noodles, I'll like take some mixed vegetables, cook that up, and mix it in with the ramen noodles. So at least she's getting some vegetables out of
That's a
that.
good idea. I should try that with him because he loves some ramen.
Mhm.
Yeah, man. But I don't know if
How
you're
many
seeing this
gigabytes is that game?
24 gigabytes. I think 24, 20
Oh,
something.
geez,
Yeah, it's
we.
a lot, dude. But it's a huge world though. Like this is a whole city that you can go through, and it's just one of
Oh
the
yeah, I,
areas.
I I had it on I had it on my PS4. So I
Yeah,
had it on my PS4.
and I had it on PC, and I thought it was fine. I played it for a little bit, but I'm telling you, when a game is on your preferred console, it's
Oh
just
yeah.
you play it more.
Oh yeah. Did you end up getting what's the Warframe on Switch?
I did. I played it for a little bit. Yeah. It's cool, man. It's just a game that
It's
you.
funner. It's funner when you have someone actually that you can routinely play with.
Yes. Yeah. If you don't, it's kind of weird just going into a game like that solo all the time.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
But it's a good game. It's a really good game. I
Yeah, I
I
like it.
I'm just as impressed with this game as I am with Warframe, because this is more open world MMO. Like this is the
Yeah,
very first one I think on the Switch.
yeah,
Because there was another
yeah. Well,
MMO game
yeah, I
like it
think
was
so.
like a Japanese game or something. I never played it.
Well, Diablo's not considered that.
Is it where you could see a bunch of people like walking around, like
Oh yeah, that's
30,
right. It's not
30 or
like that.
something people? Yeah, I
Yeah,
think
it's
it's
not
just
like
four
that.
player, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right about that one.
Yeah, but there is one more game. It's like a weird Japanese game. But it didn't look right. It looked like a mobile game. Like it looked kind of cheaply done or whatever. But this is the first one. I mean, it I would consider this like Xbox 360, PS3, maybe in the middle between you
Okay.
know Xbox 360 and Xbox One as far as graphics
Mm,
go. But
okay.
it's online the whole time. It's a massive world. It's pretty cool. Destroyed Venom canisters. I don't know where that's at.
Yeah, when I first had it on PS, what? Hold on. Actually, I think I had it on PS3 and then I got it on PS4 because traded in my PS3 for it, and then when it was one of those games that was allowed to let that transferred over, because the first 2 years of having a PS4, that really didn't have too many games.
Yeah.
So I think it's funny when people are talking all that trash about what the Switch doesn't have, what going in year three right now, and I'm like, where were y'all at?
Oh,
Do
with
y'all
the
not remember?
PlayStation 4, yeah, it
Yeah,
was a
do
ghost
y'all
town.
not remember the first 2 years of the PS4? It was trash. I mean, I loved it because I had enough games. Like I play all types of stuff, so I'll find games to play. But like, let's not be confused that like the good games that everybody buys wasn't there. Like,
No, and this is the thing and I'm not hating on anybody like any if you're a Sony fan, only Sony fan, that's fine. I'm not, but
yeah,
I don't like the hypocrisy because like they'll talk about exclusives or whatnot, and they'll say oh PS4's got a bunch of exclusives, but they'll get games and what is this thing? For example, that I forget what the name is, but there was this game that came out that was kind of like the Colossus game. What is that? Shadow of the Colossus. You know what I'm
yeah.
talking about?
Are
But
you
it wasn't
talking
that.
about?
It was the where he's talking to where he's has a giant dog or
Yeah, Eco or something like that,
I
right?
think so. It was like it's something
It
like
was.
this.
It was like this big dragon dog.
Yeah, and that game released, and literally 2 months after it released, it was down to $40. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? Because it didn't sell.
Yep.
If a game sells, there's no need for 2 months after its release to be down to $40. So people talk
Yep.
about exclusives and stuff like that, and then when they get them, they don't support it. Spider-Man, yeah, it sold very well, but come on, it's Spider-Man, man. Like
Well, hold on.
you
But
expect
hold
it to
on.
sell well.
So see that when they talk about how games sell like a lot, people aren't paying attention to the manufacturer's sales. See what Sony did, it did sell really well the first month or something, but then it fell out. Like Sony stopped. Like I think the first 2 months they were like broadcasting how great it did in sales, but that was before Sony put it on sale for $40.
Yep.
They did the same thing with that game, and they had other sales too. So yeah, that game sold really great, even up to now. But that was like that was subpar based off of the original expected price of $60. So
Right.
and now you do it as a good comparison. Breath of the Wild that never went on sale. And no, what was it? No, not Breath of the Wild. What was the
Yeah,
game that just came out?
Breath of the Wild hasn't been on
No,
sale.
it was another game. It was another game that like just recently came out that for Nintendo that was out less time than Spider-Man. It
Hmm.
was a game that just came. Oh, so came out before Three Houses. What came out before Three
What
Houses?
came out before? Oh, Marvel.
Was it Marvel? I
Marvel
can't
Ultimate
remember.
Alliance.
It was It was around the time Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3 came out, but it was one of those games. And one of those games sold more than that game did with
In
less
the same
time on the
time
market.
frame. In the same time frame or
Well,
less time.
less time in less time.
Yep.
So I'm like,
And,
well,
and you also have to look at the user base. I mean, with
yep,
PS4, there's close to 100 million people out there. You know what I'm
yep,
saying? With the Switch, it's barely 30. What is it? 33 million? 34 million?
something like that, something like that. What's your thoughts on Xbox trying to or Microsoft trying to put everything on everything?
On what? On what? On Game
What's your
Pass?
well, no, or just other platforms?
I mean, you know what? Microsoft has so much money that I don't think I don't think it's either a bad thing or a good thing. I think they're just making money. You know, they're just keeping the Microsoft name out there right now. But once,
Oh yeah.
man, they got so much money, they're just gonna. They already bought a bunch of development studios. They're looking at the long run. They're gonna be back, I think, next
Well,
gen.
I think the best way for them to be back is to be everywhere, because
Yep.
it's been proven that the Xbox platform's user base doesn't buy the games that they really invest in. So it's best that they just put it where it needs to be. It
Yep.
makes good sense. It
And
makes good sense
and I
for them
like
to put those
game
games.
Game Pass. I have it. I mean, it's awesome.
Yeah,
I think it's a good thing. It's like Netflix for games, you know?
yeah, I love that.
I mean, I wish Nintendo would do something like that with their games.
Man.
I wish they, you know?
Yeah, I'm like some of those games that have been coming out on the Nintendo Switch Online
Oh, they're
remind
garbage.
games. They remind me of the time when I was 5 years old playing my NES, and those games were new. And some of those games, like Mighty Bomb Jack, I had that game when I was a kid,
Oh, really?
and like that wasn't a popular game. But when I saw that, I was like, hey, that was my game back in the day.
Yeah. So, I mean, cuz that's the thing though, but we've already played like we've already played though. I mean, yeah, I guess for like those kind of games, you're right. Like there's some like I don't know if they have Gyromite on there, but that's a game that I haven't played in a long time that I would like to play on
Oh
the
yeah.
NES. You remember that game?
So when apologize for my voice because I lost it yesterday. Uh, how many games come out every month for the NSO? Is it like three or something?
It's like 3, yeah, 3 or 4.
I think they should have an NES game, a SNES game, and N64 game,
See, that would be awesome. But
because more than half of that stuff is junk, or copies of the same game that's already been released. Like, did you know how they do the like the little championship modes or whatever the ones they be
yeah,
doing that just have, yeah, like no, don't put those on. If you put those on, just put those ones on and don't put the original one on there.
right, yeah. I just don't, man. Personally, I don't want to play NES games, man. Like I played NES games a lot of times throughout my life. They
Yeah,
have Super NES games and N64 games, like you know,
there's
we
so many
GameCube
games, I mean,
games.
for SNES that could be played. Gradius, all those Gradius and those R-type games, and Top Gear. Those are my favorite games when I was coming up playing SNES. Top Gear.
Top Gear, man.
Oh, you remember that game?
I played a little bit of it. I remember
The racing game. It was a racing game.
what Top Gear?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that. But what I look at when I think about SNES racers, I always think about that 3D racer that they did. You remember that with the buggy with the all the cars had eyes on them?
Yeah,
You remember that?
yeah.
And it was like
I want.
actual 3D. Like,
Was that a rare game?
I don't know.
Because on the box cover, it was in claymation.
Yes. Yeah, that's it.
Mhm. Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had that game because it used the Super FX chip.
It used, yep, it was one of the few that used it. And it ran
Mhm.
really slow, but it was cool, man. When you first saw that, you're like, whoa, it's like next gen right here.
Hi.
Hi.
Mm-mm-mm.
Yeah, man, but I just want some. Look, I think if we get people are going to complain anyways. You know what I'm saying? No matter
Yep.
what they do, people are going to complain. This is truth. There's no around that. But I really
Mhm.
do think they should have had at least Super Nintendo games on there and regular Nintendo games,
I
not
don't see
just the
why
NES.
they should have just started with
Yeah,
SNES.
I
They should
don't
have started.
understand why it takes this long. Like and this is the thing, if they were more like open about it and not just holding out, just to hold out, I don't get
Mhm.
it. Maybe they're doing it on purpose because they think, well, if we put Super Nintendo games out now, if we put all the games out now, then there'll be nothing later on for us to be like, look, this is coming to the Switch now. You know what I mean?
Well, that's what Nintendo does. I already know that is a dynamic on their strategy. It's my problem is by year three we should have had SNES games by now.
Yeah.
They could have had a stagger where they did a year of NES, a year of SNES, and we could have been on N64 by now.
Yep.
I would have been cool with that. Now, granted, NSO came out last year, so this year we should have SNES, and
Yeah.
then next year N64.
I don't know if the problem with that with everything is it might be the fact of the consoles, the little mini consoles that they release.
Oh
Maybe they
yeah,
felt like it was too close to that because that's the way I feel about the NES games. Like I got mini and I played a little bit of that. So when NES games came out in the online, I'm like, so what? I just got done playing a bunch of them, not too long ago. You know what I
yep,
mean?
yep. So the maybe maybe it could be that they're doing tests with streaming tests with like low grade games like NES games
Hmm.
to eventually release games that when like because SNES had some actual multiplayer games. Maybe that helps build a good platform for uh, the SNES games like the Super Mario Karts and what else was there was a few other multiplayer games that used the 4 player multi tap um, or would have multiplayer capabilities if they could just add it into it. Maybe they're just working with that because Nintendo's really slow with shoot. Just last generation, that was their first HD game, first
Yeah,
HD system.
it's
So
true. It's just
so I think
I think that has a lot to do with because the people that ultimately make the decisions are still the corporate like in Japan, the corporate heads in
yeah
Japan, and they're so the from what I can understand, I might be wrong about this. I hope no one gets offended, but what I can understand, Japanese people are more conservative. You know what I mean? Like
yeah
they're not like risk takers. Like they're more like, no, let's take it in its due time. Like there's no, especially Nintendo. Like they don't like taking risks. They're not really a risk taking company. I wouldn't call them that. So
yeah. I mean,
maybe that has
but
something to do with it.
on the flip side is they do take risks, but their risks are have low impact on finances. They don't make big bold risk. They don't take big bold risks that cost a lot of money. if they do it, it's cost efficient.
Yeah.
Like that's what the Wii was. That's what essentially the Wii U was. Like it was, upgraded versions of the last systems before it.
It's
So
true.
that knocks down a lot of the R&D.
Yeah,
It
it's
knocks down
true.
a lot
Yeah, and you're
of
right because they did the same thing with the GameCube and the Wii. They just took basically they took a GameCube and they remade it into something else, and they innovated. They brought this innovative technology. They just altered the hardware a little bit, and they were able to not lose that much money, which
yep.
is yeah.
That's why they always running profitable. Well,
And
not always, most of the time.
that's another thing, man. People don't understand is that they're like, why didn't they make like a PS4 or Xbox One? It's like you're talking about you're talking about two companies in Sony and Microsoft that they have when it comes to manufacturing literally electronics, physical hardware, they have more connections. It's just a and I'm not saying this because I know, I'm saying it because it's common sense. They have more connections to hardware manufacturers than something like Nintendo, because you got
Mhm.
Sony that's always have been making electronics, has been making it for decades, and is continually making new electronics all the time. And then you have Microsoft that also has PCs and is continually making PCs all the time. So it's like you know what I'm saying? Like they have
Yeah,
more
they're
connections.
they're multifaceted, multinational corporations,
Yeah.
and Nintendo is a game maker. That's
Yep.
it. They make games. They're the only ones that do that. They're the only ones that are make their own hardware along with design
Software.
their own. And just that's all they do. I mean, they're starting to branch out into like the theme parks and stuff, but like Pokemon is not theirs. That's
Nah.
animation. They did animation with Mario and a couple other things back in the '80s, but they're an actual game maker. Sony and Microsoft are more than
Yeah.
just that thing.
And that's what people don't understand is that like why don't you just do it? Why don't they just do it? It's like it's not that easy. It's yeah, they might have a lot of money, but I mean everything has a risk that is attached to it. Everything. Like even if we were talking in the hundreds of dollars and we're talking in the billions of dollars, there's still risk attached to it.
Yeah,
You
it's
know.
yeah. They act like it's because they're big companies. They got a lot of money. Like, okay, you want them to just make this decision. Okay, tomorrow or next year, buy a new house that costs $500,000.
Exactly.
Figure that out in a year's time. Oh, okay. You okay? Now put that in the scale, please.
Yeah, man. And that's why, like, and this is the thing. All those people that claim that, oh, it needs to be as powerful as a PS4, Xbox One. It needs. Oh, they don't know what to do. They don't. What about now? When it's sold 35 million in just under 3 years, it's probably going to be 100 million seller. By the time
Oh,
it's all said and done. So they don't know what they're talking about. So people think they know, but they don't. You
yeah,
know.
that's how it is. That's how it is. You know how it is. That's just how people are. They like screaming into the echo chamber, and that's it. That's it. They
Yep.
just like they just a lot of time like for me, I like console wars because I love the discourse. I love it. I love it. Like it's just it reminds me when I was a kid and we used to always talking about which console was better, Sega Genesis or
Or
Super
Nintendo or Super Nintendo.
Nintendo, and there's just the back and forth, and like I love that back and forth. I don't like when people are like threatening and stuff like that. I
Yeah,
don't
that's
like that.
dumb.
overall,
or getting personal with people just because they choose
yeah,
a different console is just stupid.
oh yeah,
Yeah, but
yeah, but
I do appreciate the competition. That it's good.
yeah,
Competition brings out the best. And that's why I
oh
appreciate Sony doing what they're doing. Hopefully they'll compete with Marvel. You know what I mean? Like it sucks that Fox they sucked, man. You know, they couldn't hang on. But somebody needs to compete. DC needs to step it up and compete with Marvel. They need to start making some good movies, you know.
yeah. I think see this the thing. When you say that DC doesn't make great, they didn't make good movies, right? But look at all of their movies that sold, right? Like these are billion-dollar movies. Like
Oh yeah, I know. I don't get me wrong. I think Aquaman's pretty cool. I liked it a lot. You know, I liked Aquaman a lot. And I like what's the latest things that they released that's they've been pretty good.
and
Oh,
some
Shazam.
yeah, Shazam. Oh yeah, I like Shazam.
Shazam's really good. Like quality. You know that's what they need to keep doing. But they, you know it's been a while, man. Like they needed to start doing this years ago. You know. I don't know where I'm supposed to go.
Not yet. You got brushing your teeth yet. Wait,
Chaos Gotham.
wait. We're not brushing your teeth yet. Go watch. Go watch She-Ra. Yes, watch She-Ra. But but I think Marvel's we call it DC should just keep doing what they're doing and don't pay attention to now they did like I think the issue with DC movies is that they are reactionary to what the fans are saying to the point where they don't get out a full they don't let the directors or the producers get out their full idea or behind a series of movies because they'll hear the response from one movie and then they want to do a knee-jerk reaction and change stuff up and then it messes up the whole picture that the original director had. And I think they just need to put more thought into combining movies like that. So for me, I like when they do these one-off movies. I prefer one-off movies that have some type of tie or none at all than just this whole universe type thing. That universe thing can get really really like muddy.
Yeah, that trying to make a universe ahead of time that was one of their biggest problems. You know, what like first concentrate on making good movies, then you worry about whether or not it even makes sense to to make a universe. You know.
Yeah, I'm really excited for that Joker movie.
Yeah, I'm at first I was really excited. I just eh, yeah, I don't know, man. Like look, anything that's already saying that it's gonna be great, I'm always like just kind of weary of. Like for example, that Hideo Kojima game coming out, Death Stranding, that like, oh, this is gonna be amazing. It's gonna be great. It's like let me play it first. Let me see what it looks like first. You know what I mean? Like,
Well, for me, any movie, I mean, any game, except for that one that was a scary game that got canceled. Um, you remember that game that they had the demo for, and then they ended up canceling it because he ended up leaving. He ended up leaving. What was that? What company was he with? That was a Namco? What was the
who's
name of that
that?
company? You remember that scary game that came out that was going to come out, and it
Konami?
had
Konami?
Konami, yeah. So you remember that scary game that was gonna come out? They had the demo, it was really scary, and it was the original game that had the dude Norman Reedus in.
No. I don't know what that is.
It was a demo, and it was I think it had like one word for a name, and it was like you had to get through this. It was come on, man, you can't remember that. Hold
I
on.
can I might have missed it or something, man.
I'm about to look it up. You're gonna remember it. Hold on. Norman Reedus.
He was in another. He was gonna be another game, huh?
This game was shoot. This is like year 3 or something in PS4. And scary game. I can't remember. Well, Hideo Kojima horror game. Let's do that. It was called PT. Remember PT?
It sounds familiar, but I don't remember. No.
It was a scary game. It was gonna be good. It was like
The heck did my guy just do?
PT was the demo for the new Silent Hills game.
Okay.
Yeah, this was back in 2015,
Oh, okay. Wasn't that long
and
ago.
I'm gonna see if I can. Can you share links inside, like video links inside your?
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm pretty sure. Oh, what is that? Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you can. Hold on.
Hold on, let me see.
I'll make you a. I'll make you a mod. Oh, wait, are you on it? Here we go.
Yeah, I'm in there right now.
Yeah, you're always there, Zilla. So you deserve to be a mod, anyways.
Right there. I posted it in the Discord.
Oh, in the Discord. Oh, okay.
Oh, you made me a mod in
Yeah.
your YouTube. Yeah, hold on, I'll put it in there too.
PT always will be, is and always will be the best horror game, but it didn't come out.
Yeah, but the demo is still great, is what I'm saying.
They had a demo for everything. It had a demo and everything.
They had a demo. The demo came out before the actual. It was the trailer, right? And then they said, and the demo was going to be available now type situation. And then, but it was like what you played in the demo wasn't necessarily the full game because, like, when you get to the end of the demo, well, the trailer lets you know that it had Norman Reedus in it. But when you're playing the demo, I don't think you're actually Norman Reedus in that demo.
Okay.
But the game itself is cool as hell. It's like you're like figuring out these memories and all this, and it got like some good, like scary stuff. Like the lighting, everything was great, man. But like it ended up fizzling out because he dissolved his relationship with Konami. But except for that, like a lot of his games are too convoluted, like the story wise. So I don't really like Hideo's games like that. Like I like, Metal Gear Solid, but like outside of that, it's like, The last Metal Gear I played was the last one that was on PlayStation 3, and I was just like, man, this story is garbage. Like people love that game.
Yeah, I haven't kept up. The last Metal Gear that I played was Metal Gear 3. Snake Eater.
Okay.
That's such a great game, man.
You said, yeah, Snake Eater. Snake Eater.
Yeah.
What system was that on? PS2?
That was on. I want to say it was PS3, Xbox 360, but it might have been for PS2.
Snake Eater. Which one was the one?
No, it was on GameCube too. So yeah, it's definitely Snake Eater. Yep, it was definitely
Okay,
PS2.
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that's PS2. Yeah. So the one I played on PS3, really, his games look good. I can't say that don't look good. But I like story games. Like if it's a story, if it's like I like all types of games, right? But if you have a story, like give me a story like that I can like really think about. Like that one, he just do too much. So like, and then this one, I really think he's trolling with this one because I think it's more to the game than what it is. But at the same time, it could literally be just what you're saying. And I'm not impressed by
I
what
just
I've
don't
been
like. I
seeing.
don't like the whole secretism of it. Like,
Yeah,
like unless it's for an actual reason. Like I said, I'm withholding. I'm reserving judgment unless it's for an actual reason that they're being so secretive about it. Because once you actually play it, you're like blown away, literally. But
yeah,
dude, if this turns out to be like just okay, that's gonna like there his it's not gonna be good after this. You know what I mean?
yep. As long as they've been hyping this up, I, I'm gonna give it a good 6 months before I even invest into it if I decide to,
Yeah.
because I'm gonna know by then what the game is about, to a point
And it'll
where I'm
probably be
like, oh
down to $20 then. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's silly. It's silly. I don't and the thing is also it's like I think Nintendo's being smart and other companies too, not talking about a game until like just a few months before it releases, because what's happening is no matter what the game is, no matter how it is, if you've been hyping up a game for years, people's expectations are going to be out of control.
yeah,
Out of control. You know what I mean? Like there's no way, even if it's the best game, you should people can't handle that anymore. You got to wait a few months before it's released, then announce it and just release it.
yep, yep. I love when they do that because it's like because I think what they've been doing so far with that particular game is they're setting themselves up to get shot in the foot and not be able to come back from it. Because I want to say we're on what year 2 or 3 of these small little snippets of the game,
Yep.
and it's people are starting to get weary, like to the point where like, all right, just show us the game, like the actual game, because what happens is that's when the hype reaches critical mass, and then when it doesn't do half as what people like, what was expected, that game is gonna crash hard.
Yeah. I don't Junior, what are we doing here? Q for GLD? Pub crawl 2, two-player operation and internet magic parcel. What are we wait, accept? No, that's another. Are we like in a I don't know what we're doing here. Your character is being buffed in this instance. I have no idea what we're doing here. Yeah, I don't. Oh, here we go. We're gonna. All right, man. Maybe we should just do something else. Maybe. Do you know what this is, Junior? You know what we're doing here? I have been looking at you um, on the chat, so just to let you know. Yeah, man, I completely agree about that. That's just silly. That's just that's why I'm glad, look, we got Marvel Ultimate Alliance. We didn't know about it till December and it released in July. Astral Chain, when did we first hear about that? It was this year, right? It wasn't last year.
It might have been at the last direct of last year,
Yeah.
maybe.
It was in the last year.
I want to say the last.
But still, it's even then, what was it? 8, 9 months later, and it's out. None of this like 2 or 3 year hyping up stuff. Like I think that's the time for that is done. This guy
I
looks
think
cool.
the last game Nintendo did that for was
Well, let's go to the Watchtower.
How Breath of the Wild they did that for?
Yeah,
Because we probably went 2 years or so.
and that's understandable because yes, it was a long time. However, one of the greatest games ever made was released. Came of that. You know what I'm saying? Like it was a long expectation, but it was one that little games in the history of video games have ever lived up to and surpassed. You know, as far as like expectation goes. Oh shoot, this is the tower? This is so cool. Can we go up there? Yeah, man, you got to get on this DC universe, bro. I can barely hear you, man. I can barely hear you.
How often are you gonna be on there?
On DC Universe, probably like once or twice a week, because I've been playing it, but I'm gonna play it a lot more often now. If I don't have other dumb games like Rad to just take up my time, I thought I was gonna be done with that game in like 8 to 10 hours, man, and I put like 30
Which
hours
game
in
is that?
Rad.
Oh yeah. How you
Yeah,
liking it?
not really liking it too much because of certain things, you know. Like I started talking about earlier, but um, it's it comes to point to the game that it literally slows down to a crawl. You can't. It's impossible for you to play it. You know what I mean? And for a game like that to be released that way, uh, I don't know, man.
Are you talking about like frame rate or something?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, but
gets really sluggish.
it's
Okay.
probably the worst I've ever seen it on the Switch.
Oh
Um,
really?
yeah, yeah, yeah. For the game of that type, yeah. And also,
Wow.
also it's and these games are brutal. Those oh, this is so cool. And those games are brutal too. Those what do you call it? The roguelike games. You know, you ever play them?
Yeah. Yeah. Depending on what carries over or not is what determines if I'm going to play the game or not.
Yeah, like
Um,
a Dead Cells. You know, like yeah.
yeah, I haven't.
You haven't played Dead Cells?
No, I haven't played it yet.
Oh, dude, you gotta play Dead Cells.
Because I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure what how back when a replay when you die, what carries over with you. That's why I
Okay,
wasn't.
okay. That game does a very good job of that. However, it's still like, for example, something like Rad. Sorry, Junior. I'm gonna walk a little bit around here, man. Just to take in the site or whatever. But when it comes to when I don't mind a game starting you over from scratch if it's just fun. Like if you don't mind, if you physically like don't mind starting over because it's so good to play. That's what Dead Cell is. It's so much fun to just play that you don't mind starting over. And that's what a good roguelite does. But when a game doesn't give it, it's still fun, but it doesn't give you anything, bro. Like when I'm talking about nothing, it's like it's so brutal that you don't. It feels like you're not even though you put so much time into it, you're still not getting anything back. Like you're almost the same 30 hours in than when you first started playing, and that's not the case with Dead Cells. In Rad, yeah, in Rad it's like that. Like in Dead Cells, it's different. Like you could play 30 hours in and you have weapons unlocked. You have a bunch of items unlocked that will make you powerful, and plus you will get better at the game. And Red is a little bit like that. Like you will get better, and your skill will overall improve. And just on that alone, you'll get farther. However, it's not nearly enough because it the levels, once you go like start getting to later levels, they increase in difficulty so much that it just doesn't. The balance is not there to me. You know what I mean?
It's not. It's not a good reward balance.
No, it's not. It's not right now. And then add on top of that the really bad problems with the frame rate later on, really bad performance issues, and I don't recommend it right now. I mean, maybe they might put a patch in or whatever, but it's really cool, man. Like I love the world, I love everything about it. Besides that, it's the music is good, the gameplay is fun,
Oracle here.
but yeah, are you stapling stuff over there?
No, my daughter is playing with the CNC.
Oh, it sounds like you're stapling stuff. Like, oh,
She has
must be
the
doing work.
CNC. She has the CNC that doesn't have the strength, and stuff
Oh,
like
okay.
you have to pull down a lever, and that what you hear, and it sounds like a stapler thing springs back up.
Wait, you need to visit Watchtower to create your lair? I don't. You could do that here? I don't even know where you do that. You could create a lair?
Welcome to the Watchtower's central hub. You can get to just about
Um,
anywhere in the Watchtower from here.
yeah, man. So I'm still gonna make a review for it, but
Monitor womb,
but that game it was a little disappointing,
is visible from Earth.
and it sucks because they
I
work
want to see what your review is. I want to see what your review is on it, so I can be like, okay, if I still want to decide.
and
Welcome to the
It
Watchtower's
seems
central
interesting. Now, let
hub.
me ask you this.
You can get to
That's
just
what
about
I'm going to ask.
anywhere in the
I want to see your
Watchtower from
review.
here. All three wings,
My main
the
question
boxes,
is
the monitor womb,
when,
and the
because,
wall.
okay, is it permanent? It's permanent
Is visible from Earth.
from,
And maintains
it's permanent,
all
right?
security measures
yeah, once you
against
die,
society
you
and
started from the beginning. Hmm.
Okay, so when you start from the beginning, do you carry anything over?
Not at all. Nothing. Now, so what you do is you have a bat, right? Um, the the good thing is that there's not too many levels. So there's only like, as far as I know, I've only gotten to level 3-1. So there's 1-1, 1-2, 2-1, 2-2, and then 3-1 and 3-2. I think that's the end. I think there might be a level 4, or that's the last level. So there's not too many
Okay.
levels. But the problem is that when you die, the only difference is that you might be able to buy a couple of items in the town. You might be able to buy like a healing potion, which you'll use it like in the first 10 minutes or whatever. So it doesn't really do much. And then
Okay.
you might be able to get a different bat. That's the only thing that kind of helps you out, because the bats will, like a different kind of bat will either add something to your combo, so add like an extra hit that does a little more damage, or you can use it to gain powers a little bit faster, just a little bit. So like what the game is you have a bar, and you'll fight these mutants, whatever, and once that bar fills up, you get a random power added to you, which also
Okay.
changes you. So you'll have like an arm that's a boomerang, and you could throw that arm now. You know what I'm saying? And then, or you get another arm that's like a firearm, or you get legs that have like poison, and you can leave like a trail of poison, and the enemies die when they step on it. So
Okay.
that is so cool, man. But
Now, is it randomized or is it based
yes,
off of? Okay.
completely randomized, and that's the thing. Like I don't mind it, but at the same time, like other roguelites have that maybe for the first like 30 or 40 hours, and then after that they allow you to just kind of break the game a little bit, they because the game is telling you, okay, like you haven't beat it till now, so that means your skill's not that good, so let me help you out a little bit. You see, it balances out, because like if
Yeah.
I was really good, I might have been already be able to beat it, but because I'm not, you need to try to help me out to get there, because otherwise you're just saying like, unless you're like this level of good, you cannot play this game, which is kind of like it I'm not saying like super easy. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying like you need to make it super easy for like 3-year-olds to play. No, but I'm not an idiot either. And I mean I've been playing games for a long time, and if I can't get there after 30 hours, you know, it might just be me. Maybe someone will get there in 10 hours and say, "See, I did it." You know, but my point is, it needs like good roguelites to me balance things out a little bit more to give room for those people that don't have that skill to get there. You know what I mean? Like Dead
Yeah.
Cells does that, and the Dead Cells, what Dead Cells does is, okay, so you got there, now can you get there, but with this stuff added on top of you to make it harder. So, and I like that because then you could really it basically it gives the satisfaction of you being able to beat it, but also the difficulty there if you want it, if you want to get it, if you want to reach the end, you know. So I feel that that's what that's lacking, man. Yeah, but you definitely Dead Cells is 100% worth it. I highly recommend that game, man. It's like it's incredible. The only reason I didn't make a review on it is because I played it when I wasn't doing videos, and I was like, I'm not gonna make a video of an old game, you know. And plus, like everybody's already played this game. Like,
What, Rad?
no, the Dead Cells.
Oh, okay, yeah. That's been reviewed out the woo.
Yeah, and it's the thing. That whole thing happened with what's his face that used to be
Yeah,
on. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. That it's
yeah, yeah,
like I'm not gonna do
yeah.
that.
Because I mean, it looked Dead Cells. The main reason why I like Dead Cells was interested in it because it reminded me of Strider.
Yes.
It reminded me of Strider, so that was but I haven't gotten to it yet. It actually may be on my wish list. I'm just waiting for it to get a certain price.
Yeah, because it hasn't
Uh,
gone down. It went down. It's $25, which is pretty expensive for a indie game, and it went
yeah,
down like to $20. That's the cheapest it's gone down. I
yeah.
got it at 25.
I would probably buy. I would probably buy that game in the range of $5 to $10.
Yeah, and dude, I'm telling you, it is incredible, man. It's really really good. I could easily go back and play it more, and I put like 90 hours into it. I could easily go back and play it more. I just stopped playing it. I'm like, I gotta play other games. I can't continue playing one game.
Yeah,
Yeah, man, that's a good thing on the Switch, bro. I never played this many games in my life. You know, I've always played video games, but as far as different kind of genres, you know, and the amount of them, I've never played as much as I played on the Switch. And I think that's just it's easy.
on my Wii U, my Wii U is where I played. Well, let me think. Well, I started really with the indie type games. Well, I started buying the games that were unpopular in PS3, like games that's the small games that that made by whoever. Doesn't matter. I just like playing games, but it really kicked up with the Wii U. I bought a lot of like when people were all complaining about no games for Wii U. I was like, man, at that time, like I want to say by like 6 months in, I probably already had like 50 something games. Like I was like, I don't know what you're talking about. I got a lot of games to play. It might not be games that you like playing, but that doesn't matter.
Yeah. I have a lot of games for the Wii U, and I played a lot of even indie games. I played some on the Wii U. I don't think I think to me it was there was games there, but there was a lot of lull moments to me. Like there'll
Uh,
be a game
yeah,
and 2 months will pass and nothing, no news on no new games. You know what I'm saying? Then you will get one more game, like that. You know, and while at the same time, that's when the PS4 started to to get its rhythm going, and also the Xbox One. So when you're looking over there, and they're getting all these crazy games, you know, and they were going to what the Switch is going through now. And back then on the Wii U, it was a little bit, it wasn't like that, you know. Why can't I walk? But but I mean, I love the Wii U, man. It's a great console. It just didn't sell, bro. That's it.
Yeah, for sure. I still got it though.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah,
I still
still
turn
got
it
it.
on. Oh shoot, my game just froze. Well, software error. I think I'm gonna quit on the DC universe for. Got invited to Monster Hunter with the guys. Thank you for playing DC. Oh, no problem, man. Thanks. Yeah, we gotta play again, man. I can't get into Monster Hunter, man. You ever been into that?
I had Monster Hunter on the Wii U. I want to get it on the PS4, but like I've been playing, I haven't been playing my PS4 as much since I've been like really getting into the Switch.
Yeah.
But I do want to get the latest one because I played the demo and I liked it. Like, cause so I guess I don't forgot what this one's called, the one that's PS4. But that one, what I like about that one is it's not sluggish. What I mainly didn't like about Monster Hunter in general is that the animations were too slow, and I don't like that. I like, getting into the mix. And this one is faster for me, and I like it. So I did want to get it, but like, games come out throughout the year, and you just like, well, oh no, I'm more hyped for this one. I do want to get this one, but I'm gonna get that later. Like
Yeah.
that type of situation. I do want to play that game because I played the demo and it was good, but uh, I just hadn't gotten to it yet. That's all.
Yeah, I tried to get into Monster Hunter for the 3DS, and I just don't get it, bro. I don't get what I don't get what the big deal is. I don't understand like the layout. Like, it just kind of just throws you in there, and like when I played on the 3DS, I was not having any fun at all. Like any fun. Like
Oh yeah, yeah. So when you had the 3DS one, that's probably the one I had for the Wii U, because I had I think it was like Monster Hunter Ultimate is one I had or something, and then because my son had the one for 3DS and I had the one for Wii U, and with that, how Monster Hunter is you're a hunter, right? So you got to go to get these little objectives, and then you just like do all the setup for hunting this one creature, and then that's all it is: the setup for the creature, set up for the hunt, and then rinse and repeat. That's all it is, and then upgrading your stuff. So it's straightforward for me, like how you play the game. However, those previous ones were just too slow. That's why I stopped playing it, is because it was just like the animations were too slow. I understand when you have like a bigger weapon,
so it's
there's
about
gonna
timing. So it's more like about
yeah,
timing instead of like action. Like right?
yeah, yeah. Like that was my only hang up I had with Monster Hunter. So when I played the demo for PS4, that one, I was like, oh man, this is what I always wanted. And then, but I just ain't never get to it because other stuff came up.
So that's the one you're talking about is World?
What, the one that I said I like, the
Yeah.
demo too? Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. World, yeah. The timing of when I played the demo for World, the timing is so much more better increased. It was just like, oh, this is perfect. It still has like, you using the really big weapons, and it takes. Yes, I understand that. But if I choose a weapon that's supposed to be fast, I need it to be fast. And I don't, and also I don't want, and the characters move slow, and Ultimate as well too, and they're a little more faster too in this one as well.
Man,
In world, it's fast. Everything's much faster. It's
sounds to
not
me
like
sounds to
it's
me
not like Devil May Cry fast, but it's faster than it seems that level of quickness in comparison to the older ones.
it sounds to me like you would love Dead Cells. I'm just saying.
Oh yeah, I
It
will
sound
love it. But it's
like
just that the main thing about it is what Did says is like, okay, when I reset, what comes with me?
well, hold on a second. Let me put that on real quick. Are you watching the stream or are you just on the audio?
I'm on audio.
Okay, okay.
What's up? What's up?
I was gonna put some Dead
The
Cells on
stream
right
is
now.
over. The stream is off. Okay. Okay. You gonna start? You can put that something back on there.
Wait, it says it's off?
Well, it's saying live, but there's nothing playing.
What?
Hold on. Wait. Hold on. No. Oh, that's because I went away. I was doing that now. So I
Oh, okay,
pressed
okay,
play.
okay.
Okay, I see it. I see it now.
Wait a minute. Did I not re-download Dead Cells?
I have the way.
Which one? Wait, the way.
The way. Go down. The way remastered.
Oh yeah, that was good. I beat it. Yeah, yeah. That's a really good game. Here it is. Oh my gosh, dude. This is. Oh wait, a new down. What? A new update? They updated with something? That's not too bad. Yeah, the way remastered it wasn't bad. It's a good story actually.
Yeah, I started like I play so many different games all the time, so it's just like I probably played a couple hours of that so far. I'm still early though.
It's not long. It's not. It won't take you long. That's why it's a good. It's a good experience because it'll. The whole thing is probably 5 to 7 hours. You could do it, and it's a good story, man. It's really good. Oh man, you know what? Just start the
Yeah,
software.
because I jumped out of I jumped out of the live chat.
You what? Oh, the YouTube thing. You were hearing the echo on it.
But it's because I'm talking to you on Discord, and it's faster than it's a delay between that.
Gotcha. Is the delay? Yeah, you gotta watch it on mute. Yeah. Um, I can't hear you now. Now it's No, you sound like far away, like you're in a can or something. It's weird. Man, I haven't played such a long time. Can't remember how this goes. I just want to restart so I can show you what. See, these are all stuff. Okay, I haven't played in such a long time. I don't even know. I'm just gonna die. I want to restart over.
It looks like a game is just that I want to make sure that it got to a certain price. That's probably the main thing is because I'll play any game between a certain range. Okay.
It's it's. I can barely hear you, but I think what you're saying is you just want to make sure you don't get. You said you don't want to like start out with nothing. Is that what you said?
I'm saying that
I'm just gonna die.
can you hear me?
Yeah, but you still sound like you're far away. It's
I
weird.
don't know why.
Yeah, it was fine before.
I don't know. The what I was saying is that if it gets between $5 to $10, I'm gonna get it. But that's yeah, that's the main thing is if depending on if when it resets.
Yeah, you
How
see,
much? What can I carries over?
you don't have anything. Like you start out with nothing. Literally, 100 HP every time. Level one, you get some gold. So you get all the gold, or at least most of it, that you had. And then here are this room here is all the different weapons and items that you grab. So once you grab a weapon or item, now you can pick it up randomly. And that sounds bad, like that sounds, but it's actually pretty good because most weapons have good things and bad things about them. I wouldn't say there's not one weapon that's 100% better than the other. There are a few that are really good, but it's properly balanced. You have to play them in different ways. Like with arrows, you
Yeah.
have to stand a little bit back, which later on that's what you want to do anyways. In the harder levels, you just want to like anything that's ranged, get away from me from far away. Um, so I'm gonna grab the shield. The shields are pretty good because you take way less damage with the shield. But I mean, dude, the thing with this game is the movement. The movement is so solid, man. Like everything is just that's why it won Action Game of the Year. Last year because the controls are just so smooth.
So when you die, you start off with base level everything, and then so any upgrades that you have over doesn't come with you.
No, they
But
don't
are
come.
they?
They
Are
don't come with
they, are
you. What's
do you
that?
have to? Do you unlock stuff, or the stuff is already unlocked? You just have to get back to it again.
The stuff is unlocked. Um, you do have to grab them again. So, but each level has vendors. So you'll run into vendors randomly, and you could even you get to a point where you upgrade, so you could even re-roll when you get to certain vendors. So most of the time, you won't have any trouble finding a good weapon. Like when once you get enough time put into it, finding a weapon is not going to be a problem. And that's a good thing about it because if it sucks losing a bunch of stuff, but if you could get similar stuff back, that's what matters. You know,
Oh well, then that's easy. Then I don't have to worry about that.
yeah.
Because my issue was if I had to fight to get a good weapon, and then and I die off some silly stuff, and then it's gonna take me a while to get back to that
No,
weapon.
the game is very fair. You don't really feel that. Like there will be times where you're deep into it, but
Mhm.
this is the thing. Also, I don't like it when these type of games do things that kind of make you feel cheated. Like I can't believe I lost, because some stupid thing
Yeah,
that just jumped in the way or whatever. But this game is never like that. It's when you die, you're like, I can see what I did wrong. It's always your fault.
yeah.
You know, and I mean everything, bro. It's just like a mixture of like Castlevania with like just a bunch of stuff. Oh crap.
All right, Kaliko, I'm getting off. My
All
daughter
right,
getting
bro.
tired.
Hey, man, I appreciate you hanging out, man. That was fun.
All right, man.
We got to do it again, man.
Yes, sir.
All right, bro. Take it easy.
You too.
Oh, I think that's it. I think there's nobody watching right now. So, there's one person watching. That one person, I appreciate you, but I think I'm gonna get out of here. So, anybody's watching the stream, thanks a lot. Thanks for stopping by.
Bye.
Bye. Later, Zilla. Thank you, Junior.
All right, man.
Thank you. I think it was. Who else was in here in the beginning? Dean. That's right. The collectionist, Dean Star. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. All right, later.